It's one of those evenings when everything feels rushed. The city moves at full speed, its streets and subway stations filled with people trying to make it home after a long day. Amid the sea of tired faces, there's Lucy, a young woman, visibly stressed, running late for an important meeting. Her mind is filled with the pressure of the day's responsibilities. As she walks toward the subway ticket machine, the anxiety in her chest builds. She checks her watch only minutes until the next train, and she's still stuck here. Lucy opens her wallet, hoping for loose change or a forgotten bill, but it's nearly empty. Frustration creeps in. She checks her card and swipes it through the machine, but it's rejected. Her heart starts to race. She tries again, but the machine rejects it once more. The train is coming, and she's stuck, no money, no way to board. People behind her shift restlessly, checking their watches, but no one offers help. Panic sets in as the crowd around her begins to move, rushing to catch the train. Her anxiety grows as each second slips by, and she feels completely trapped. With every passing moment, her frustration intensifies, and she wonders if she'll ever make it to her destination. Then, a quiet figure steps forward. He's a man dressed simply in a jacket and jeans, neither rushing nor drawing attention. He watches Lucy struggle for a moment, his gaze calm and observant. Without a word, he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a subway ticket. Without hesitation, he hands it to her, silently offering help. There's no fanfare, no request for recognition, just a simple, unspoken act of kindness. "It's okay," he says softly, his voice calm and reassuring. "This should cover it." Lucy freezes, her mind struggling to process what just happened. The ticket is right in front of her, and the gesture feels surreal. Who is this stranger, and why would he help her without asking for anything in return? She opens her mouth to ask, but before she can speak, the man simply nods and walks away, blending back into the crowd. Lucy stands there for a moment, stunned, as the noise of the station returns around her. Her heart is still racing, but there's a sense of relief that wasn't there before. She watches the man disappear into the crowd, her thoughts swirling with confusion and gratitude. Looking down at the ticket in her hand, she notices something else, a note written on the back. It simply reads, "Sometimes, life is about small acts of kindness." Tears well up in Lucy's eyes. For the first time in a long while, she feels like the world might just be a little bit kinder than she thought. Lucy boards the train, still holding the ticket and the note, her mind racing as she tries to process what just happened. She can't stop thinking about the man who helped her, the way he quietly noticed her struggle and stepped in without drawing attention, without asking for anything in return. It was such a small gesture, but it felt so big. As the train hums along and the city fades into the background, Lucy reflects on the power of simple kindness. When the train stops at the next station, Lucy looks up and freezes. There he is again, the man who helped her. He steps onto the train, blending into the crowd with the same quiet presence. Her heart skips a beat as the moment clicks. It wasn't just any stranger, it was Keanu Reeves. She stares at him, her breath catching. Should she approach him or stay quiet? Her heart beats faster, but not because of who he is. It's because of what he did. She looks back down at the ticket, the note still fresh in her mind. Keanu doesn't say a word, but he notices her gaze. He gives her a small, knowing smile, as if acknowledging the unspoken connection between them. In that moment, Lucy feels a strange sense of peace. It doesn't matter who he is. What matters is the kindness he showed when no one else did. It wasn't dramatic or public, just a small, quiet act of humanity in a sea of strangers. As the train continues on its journey, Lucy's thoughts turn inward. She reflects on the kind of day she'd been having, the stress of the morning, the rush to get somewhere, the worry about not making it on time. She realizes how overwhelmed she'd been, caught up in the chaos of life. But that one quiet moment The small act of kindness from a stranger reminds her of something important. Lucy smiles to herself, feeling the weight of her earlier stress slip away. She understands now that life doesn't always need grand gestures to feel meaningful. In a world so focused on achievements and recognition, it's the simple moments that often have the biggest impact. That quiet, unassuming act of kindness was a reminder that people don't always need applause to make a difference, they just need to show up for one another. In that stillness of the subway car, Lucy feels a shift within herself. The tension, the frustration, the rush, they all seem smaller now. It's not about being seen or about doing something remarkable. It's about choosing to help, to show care, no matter how small the gesture may seem. Lucy realizes that kindness isn't about fame, wealth, or recognition. It's about the moments we choose to extend a hand, to support others without expecting anything in return. And sometimes, those quiet, unnoticed moments have the power to change someone's entire day or even their life.